What would the world look like if modern civilization fell apart all around us? If the things we take for granted were inaccessible? If all the progress humanity made was seemingly thrust back a millennia or more? And to no one's surprise, humans caused it all. Both the Horizon and the Last of Us video game series give us a glimpse of what it would look like. They show humanity's and civilization's downfall. We see how humans sped up the destruction of nature, which is very similar to the world we live in. Both series go beyond the destruction to show nature's eventual reclamation of the planet and how humans deal with it. Video games, like all other media, are influenced by the contemporary times in which the artist makes them. These games have something to say about nature, about humans, and life on Earth. They say it verbally, visually, and subliminally. One of the most predominant messages is that despite what humanity has accomplished, it all amounts to nothing if we let our supposed accomplishments become more than life itself. It's no secret that Horizon games have elements that allegorize the impending doom of climate change, and how it is exacerbated by man-made technology. This is represented by the murderous machines created by humans that go on to eradicate most life on the planet. In spite of all of this, a select few refuse to allow the extinction to occur, and due to the efforts of these altruistic geniuses and one Christ-like figure, there is hope to tame the new technology-filled nature and allow life to get another chance at it all.
Passion to heal the world, just a little bit.
In The Last of Us, we see a far less technologically advanced world that shows what happens after the events of a global pandemic where those infected with the virus were overcome with zombie-like symptoms. This outbreak throws the world's civilization in a downward spiral, while many attempt to keep some semblance of order amidst the collapse of modern society. It's only fitting that both take place in the United States, the world's largest empire, which since 1750 has contributed the most to carbon emissions than any other country in the world. Trekking across these possible futures for the United States evokes a sense of awe. To see the squandered potential that the humans before were ignorant to, be it by force or by discrete programming, evokes a deep sorrow and a longing for what used to be, while also a sense of catharsis and hope. To see buildings toppled over, stores emptied, and whole cities reclaimed by nature is a humbling reminder that humans are just another life form that currently dominate the planet, and it won't last forever. The worlds in both series remind us that we don't live at the end of history. To see what many humans have worked so hard to build and protect be undermined and pushed aside, it shows that we are more than the crumbling structures we make. So to measure progress by material wealth or concrete monoliths is inherently flawed. With the facade of progress and civilization stripped away, humans show just how interconnected they are to the life that surrounds them.
Hey there. It's got its ups and downs, but you can't deny the view, though.
The worlds feel surreal because in contemporary times it's hard to find pristine nature. And even if you do, it is temporary, much like the escapism the games offer from all the terrifying dystopian daily occurrences. That being said, to romanticize nature is to deny the inherent danger that it poses to humans. Nature is beautiful from a distance and for certain amounts of time. Humans in many ways have conquered nature, which has benefited us in terms of convenience and longevity of certain groups. But the long-term costs of this progress are detrimental to all life on the planet. Most humans are accustomed to shelter, electricity, and easily accessible food. Unfortunately, the way they are now all contribute to climate change. This isn't to blame individuals, because what the majority of humans do contributes very little to climate change compared to the corporations and billionaires that benefit from the inherently flawed systems that incentivize corrosive practices. It is more profitable for them to pollute than it is to be sustainable. So to see these fabricated systems eradicated in these games is immensely cathartic. It's fun to immerse yourself in a naturalistic world with less trivial issues. It's ironic how beautiful these worlds can be, amidst such horror and terrifying circumstances both digitally and in our world. The escapism comes at a cost. The production and playing of video games takes a toll on this world in the form of energy consumption and electronic waste. Manufacturers continue to operate with the framework of planned obsolescence for their hardware. Hardware that consists of petroleum-based substances, which are filled with metals and materials that are mined from the earth. On top of all of that, there's the millions of air miles from the travel and shipping of the video game consoles. Video game consoles in 2019 contributed to the 4.7 million tons of e-waste, or about 9% of the total e-waste generated worldwide that year. Playing the consoles in the US alone represents 34 terawatt hours a year in energy usage. To give some perspective, that's more than the entire state of West Virginia, and the associated carbon dioxide emissions of 34 terawatt hours a year is equivalent to over 5 million cars. Making this video alone contributed to that number as well, albeit on a much smaller scale. The systems in place are akin to a vicious cycle. The ones that dispose billions of tons of carbon dioxide abuse our goodwill and attempt to blame us for the destruction that is caused by the production of their products that they peddle out for profit. At the end of the day, it's about solidarity and collective action, not individualism. The responsibility should be placed on those who profit off of it, not those who are trying to survive. Things outside our control get in the way, even if we have the best intentions. I like the gorgeous worlds in these games. They scare me, they fill me with awe, much like the world I live in now.